Hello, welcome over. Can you hit the like button for me, please? Y'all some scary people. Hello, can you hit the like button for me, please? The thumbs up. Thank you. Hey, Nick Cake, how you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome. I was looking at Luther Vandross. I love that. He got one superstar, and I like that creep, creep, creep. And I was looking at Love Won't Let Me Wait. I don't know why I got that. I don't know how it grow right there. You had a good day today? Hope you did. I had a good day. Oh, it's late afternoon. What time is it where you are? It's what, about 5 or 6 minutes after 9 here. You have to work today? Got some more people coming in. Can y'all hit the like button? People in the bushes. Oh wow. And what state are you in again? Did you see my notification that I said alive at 9 o'clock? Or did you just see me come live? You gotta get up at 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's early. Oh, okay. Well, I've been to your state a couple of times. I hope to visit again. I can't say when, but hopefully I can get my groove back with traveling. I haven't been doing it in a while. Oh, you did? Well, thank you for viewing it. I think you may have been on. I can't remember. I had a good day. It was a kind of long day. Uh, I had some stops. Stop here, stop there, do this, do that. And I did a lot of driving from one side of Houston to the other side. Well, actually, I started out in the incorporated area of Houston. Oh, okay, you did get the notification. Okay. Because I posted it in Sister Circle 2, I posted it in 3, and then I put it up on my wall. But I don't know. It just seemed like my wall don't get out like other people when they post and stuff. And I think I signed on to YouTube wrong. Because I'm not getting that same. I get a lot of views, don't get me wrong. But like when I put like my general post, it seemed like just y'all get it. I don't know. It seemed like it just, people that's involved with the squad and stuff like that is the only ones that get the notifications. So I don't know. But I know I didn't set my YouTube up like, everybody was saying just hit the live button and go live. And I was like, I did that, but then they say you got to do 2 videos. So then that's when I uploaded the shorts, and I kind of got used to trying to do shorts. Uh, some of them get good views, and some of them don't. So it's like whatever. It's slow but sure. It's other people on here, but nobody's dropped down in the chat yet. I don't know why people get so slow to get over here, and then I'll come in at one time and then I don't see them. Unfortunately, I had to get up early. Being that I'm retired, I can get up when I want to. My problem is staying up real late, and when I have to get up like an early start, well, early, not as early as you, but I had to get up by at least by 8 o'clock to be out by no later than 9:15 for my first appointment, which was a doctor's appointment. Yeah, it's slow. Like I said, I'm not on here for the money, because if that was the case, I'd be broke by now because it's been 6 weeks. Uh, right now, it's, kind of like a hobby just to see, you know, how long it'll go, how long the, oh, I think that's a little bit too loud. How long it'll last, it'll last me. And I say by the year, maybe next year, I might get there. Hey, Bama, how you doing? If you wanted to go live, well, I waited till after 8 o'clock, so I don't know if you want to go live or not. I started to go then, but I wasn't quite ready. How was your day, Bama? Hey, Caribou. You from Colorado? Is it snowing there? Hey, Gloria Wiley, how you doing? Y'all welcome over. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Don't forget, before I start rambling and talking and y'all get to speaking to everybody, each other, and y'all forget to hit the like button for me to get me out there. I was just asking Nick Kate, did she get the notification, or did she just happen to be scrolling the YouTube streets? We tend to do that. You don't have a like button, a thumbs up button. Should have a thumbs up button or 3 dots in the top right hand of your corner, or tap the screen 2 times and it should give me a like. That's how you get it. Are you new to my channel, Caribou? If so, consider subscribing. Become a subscriber. That way you'll know when I come on. Y'all had a good day today? Y'all do anything exciting? I did something exciting today. I did my taxes. I went and had my income tax done. Oh, you're not going live tonight? Okay. You've been on, you say you've been going on TikTok a lot. Oh, okay. All right. I'm surprised it's not snowing in Colorado. I'm surprised. Bama, how your son doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I went to do my taxes today. I know they was talking about a government shutdown. Please don't shut down. I know my tax lady already hit send, because when she get her money, she hit send. Or when if I write a check, this time for the first time in 13 years for me using her, I didn't write a check. I said, you got Cash App or Zelle? She said, I got Zelle. And I said, you don't have Cash App? And she, honey, my tax lady talk plenty noise. She's a spiritual woman and all of that, but she talk crazy to you. I did to her too, because she was an hour late. And she did two people that had some businesses, and they came in there with almost like little filing cabinets, mini filing cabinets with all their stuff in there. And I heard her, she'll get on you about your taxes. And I remember the first time, well, not the first time I did my taxes, I did like another girl trying to get more money. And so the girl, my coworker, she was my coworker. She had she had one child at the time, and she was like, "Girl, I alter my taxes. I alter and I get more money back." I said, "You get more money back? You know, you be listening to people." And I'm like, "How you do that?" Well, first of all, she had a child. I didn't at the time. So she said, "All I do is half of the year I claim like 6 people, and then the other half of the year I don't." Hey Viola, how you doing? Welcome over. Don't forget to hit the like button. So she say, I do it for 6 months, and then after that I change it back. I say, well, she said, I do it whichever 6 months I feel I'm gonna need the most money. So I say, okay. So I call myself doing that. And by this time, my tax lady had already been doing my taxes probably about maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years or whatever. So, oh, she's real good. Every time I eat, I wash my mouth out, I take a Q-tip and go around up in there, but it always seems like it's some food stuck somewhere. So anyway, when I went in there and I gave my W-2, and she looked at my W-2, I gave her my W-2, and I gave her something else. And she looked at it, well, she looked over my W-2, and she said, "What kind of mess is this?" I say, "What you mean?" Because she'll have your taxes from the previous year. She say, uh, you got on here, because I didn't do it the first half of the year. I caught myself doing it the second part of the year. You got on here, you got 6 people. She say, when did you have 6 children? Or what 6 people you got? Uh, yeah, it do put you back. I say, well, I don't have, I don't have none. I say, my coworker said, such and such. She say, I tell you what, you keep listen to your coworker, you're gonna be in jail. She say, as soon as you get back to work, she say, cause you off a weekend. As soon as Monday morning hit, you either pick up that phone and you call that human resources and you tell them. But at that time, we could do it on computer. We could look out. They had did it where we could start printing up our paycheck stub. So they wasn't printing our checks. Everything was at that time pretty much direct deposit. That's when everybody went into the direct deposit mode and stuff like that. So everything was direct deposit. So we could do it on a computer. But she told me as soon as I get back to work Monday, I better call human resources and I better change that back. And instead of putting 1, what you need to do is put 0. And so I was so ashamed I wanted to get in my clothes. She say, don't you know you gonna fool around there and end up on the IRS and it's gonna set you back worse? I say, well, how you know that? She said, I'm looking at what you made and this. She say, I know. So from that day forward, I knew my tax lady knew what she was talking about. Cause she could pretty much I think I had that, and I don't know if I had a part-time job or something, but it was something extra I had. And she looked at that. She said, girl, you gonna end up on. She said, you gonna end up on. So when she said, I don't like my people to owe. She said, I don't like my people to owe. IRS get enough money, government get enough money. I don't like my people to do that. So she gives, when I first started seeing it, she gives you a list of deductions. And she say, now you go down that list and you see some of them things that you didn't paid for or you think you can get your money back on, and you let me know. She ain't gonna give you an amount, but she gonna tell you. She told me to go down that list. And I say, well, yeah, I send my clothes to my uniforms to the cleaners. I said, yeah, I buy shoes for work. Yeah, I bought some glasses this year. It was just different stuff. Then I had dental work. I went down that list and I, told her, and she just said, well, how much you think, such and such and such, or do you know what was what? And so I would give, a whatever, whatever. She said, keep going down that list. She said, because it ain't looking too good right now. So I kept going down the list, and it was quite a few other things on there that I could claim. And by the time she finished, she said, don't you ever do that no more. She said, because what I'd end up on. So by the time I finished, she had then flipped it, and I didn't know, and I started getting a refund. Because previous, when I used my parents' tax person, the man told me I owed $1,800, and I was like, $1,800. I say, it ain't nothing on that paper you could see that I made a mistake or you could change or help me out. Nope. He was like, nope. And then I had to pay him on top of that. I was so mad that he had me on the IRS. I was so mad. And at that time, I wasn't really wasn't making no money. So I had to find somebody else. And then so that's how I found her. One of my coworkers was telling me that she had been using the lady for 5 years or whatever. And since then, she's got 5 recommendations from me. And these people have been going to her. They are long-standing people. And I even turned my parents on to them. And she did their taxes, a couple of years and stuff like that. But knock on wood, from then on, I didn't owe the IRS no more. And when she showed me about the itemize, she gave me that paper. So I kept it. So each year I go on there and I look to see things that I can claim. I know I can do all kind of medical and things of that nature. Band-aids, gauze, you name it, I put it on there. So I get to itemize, and then by me having a house and my taxes and insurance and interest and stuff like that. Yeah. And then one time I claimed a friend of mine because he called himself. I asked him, did somebody claim him? And he said no. So I say, well, if you let me claim you, that way I can claim head of household, then what I'll do is I'll give you, I'll give you some money. And I say, well, how much would you? So he let me claim him and stuff, and I gave him some money. And I came out good, but I gave him some. And then later on, later on after that, I gave him some more because I thought that was very nice of him to let me claim him here at the household, because he didn't fill out no taxes and stuff like that. So you always owed them. Child, baby, you need to come down here and my lady do you. Because, baby, like today, after she finished the ladies, and she was like an hour late because I was hustling trying to get there because I didn't want to hear her talking no noise. Hey, Kiss the Ring, how you doing? Because she got all kind of good affirmations and sayings and being grateful, believe, being thankful, all that kind of stuff. Love is the key. Smile. She got all kind of good sayings, positive energy when you walk in her office. It's always good energy and things, that you could thankful, be grateful, just all kind of good stuff. And you feel the energy and the love. And she always watching TV or whatever. But she listened to you, but she be doing what she got to do, And so when I walked in the office, I, like I said, I've had to where I've had to be on a knee walker because of my foot and stuff like that. So most of the time when I would come in there, it would be always something and I end up on my knee walker. And then she'll say, when I come in there, she would say, he's and she know she be knowing you there, and she'll say, here she come on that bicycle again. And I was like, I can hear you there. Talking about, I don't care nothing about you hearing me. You always coming in here on that bicycle. Hey, Jay Gill, how you doing? Welcome in. You leaving work? All right. Well, you can listen on leaving work. Yeah, but she would always tell me, here she go on that bicycle again. And I'm like, I'm glad I don't have us. I'm not sensitive because I say that was you insulting me. I say I'm handicapped and you insult me talking about my knee walker. So the day after she ran late and she put one lady out, she said, you been in here 2 hours. I got some other clients after you. So let me get caught up on my clients and then you come back and we'll finish you up. So then another lady went in before me. I was like, oh man. So she took an hour. So when I went in there, before I even walked in the door, before I even came around the corner, I said, I need $5,000. She looked at me, but she didn't even look at me when I came in the office. She just fell out laughing, and she just shook her head. And she looked at me. She said, well, Happy New Year to you, too. I said, Happy New Year to you, too. I need $5,000. She said, if you don't sit down somewhere. I say, I ain't playing. I say, from my mouth to God's ears and your hands, I need $5,000. So she was like, I say, oh, and I was told, don't we get more money back this year? Hey, Gloria, how you doing? Didn't I speak to you, Gloria? I done forgot, child. She said, y'all better stop listening to that man. She said, y'all better stop listening to that man. I say, you mean to tell me we ain't getting more money back on our taxes this year and he promised us we was getting more money? She said, I done told you now. Y'all better stop listening. She said, I'm up on my taxes. She said, I got the latest programs. I got everything. She said, I am up on what's the tax, the laws, everything. She said, I don't play about that. And I was like, oh, man. I said, so I guess just like he told us we was all getting $2,000. But he changed that. I said he waited until midterms. I heard him say he was waiting till midterm elections and he was going to give us all $2,000. Well, buddy, you can't bribe me. You going to either give it to me or you're not. Because I hope they flip them seats. I hope they flip them seats. I'm going to make sure I help them flip them seats come November. So you might as well start walking on eggshells right now. Keep on making them dumb moves and them that ice and all that kind of stuff. Keep on making them dumb moves you making. And I promise you, I bet you, the people that voted for you before gonna flip on you. Them people gonna flip on you. They're gonna flip back and get you out of there. I don't think you'll be in there 4 years. I could be wrong. It's either they gonna impeach you or your age. Just like you said, old, tired, and sleepy Joe that was senile, you getting up in age too. So by the time 4 years for you is up, you're gonna be senile and old too. I know. And you can't even buy a baby these days because these women are so rootless. They'll sell you their baby and then they sold the baby to 2 and 3 other people too. So it ain't like you could, like do for the child for like you 6 months, you buying school clothes, you caring for this child, or have them as your godchild, and you doing for this child, and then tax time they tell, oh, you can carry him, just give me X amount of money, whatever. Child, they been and told that to you, and then the daddy been and want them, or somebody else want them, and you end up, your taxes get stuck paying or whatever. I don't eat food with them children. I don't eat food with them. And I know I know one that I could, at least get me two of them. Because I think the only they can carry is three. So if these other people carry three and this other person carried three, oh shoot, I could get three. I could have had three. But that's okay. I brought in my little papers. I already had my paper that I had my stuff itemized or whatever. Clothing donations. If you be gambling, but gambling where you lose, so you put your gambling thing where you done lost, not gambling where you won. She say, you want some money? I say, no, I ain't win nothing, not lost. I said, that means that gambling means I lost. I ain't win no money. She said, oh, because you was gonna have to owe me another form. I said, that's about how much I lost. Scratch offs and trying to get the lotto and all of that. Gambling on there. If you wear uniforms, your shoes that you have to buy, glasses if you purchase any, dental work. I'm just giving y'all game. Medical supplies, medication. What else? Mileage to and from the doctor. That was one I didn't know. And that was one I hadn't been doing. She said, yeah, you go to the doctor a lot. I say, yeah. Can I do an amendment? Because I forgot to put that on there all them times I done been to the doctor back and forth. She said, yeah. Parking. Especially like you going to the doctor or you got to pay to park to go to work. Hey, if you ask to borrow a baby, hey, if you get one and you got a reliable person and they give you a baby, I'd take a baby. If I had a baby, I could have claimed head of household. I probably would have got my $5,000. She told me I was crazy. I said, that's okay. Just do whatever you can. And if you feel I say, and a lot of that is guessing. I say I wrote stuff down, but I guessed a lot of numbers on there. Church contributions, charity. What else? Clothing donation. Oh, did I say that already? Church, clothing. Different organizations like St. Jude's, the veterans, United Way, Red Cross. Child, I'm giving y'all game. Y'all but put all that stuff down and itemize if you can. Get some of your money back. If you do Christmas, buy a lot of y'all will pick children and buy a lot of Christmas stuff for them. Put that down on there. When I give somebody some money on the street, that's charity. I'll make sure I add that in there. Yep, sure is. You can't say how much I gave them. Yep, I sure did. And I do feed people if somebody say they hungry, or I may buy groceries for somebody. It's been times the children be wanting candy or cooking. Their mama say, put that back. I don't have enough money for that. I just put it on my tab. I'll get it. No, that's all right. No. I get it. You showing children how to be kind. You don't know which way to go. Child, come down to Houston and I'll take you to my tax lady. Write all your stuff down and I promise you she gonna make it happen for you. And whatever you don't have on that paper, she gonna start asking you questions. So when she asks you questions, she asking you for a reason. So I had to, she ain't gonna tell you. She not gonna give you an amount. But like, just say clothing donations, and if I put $5,000 on there, she'll look and say, they ain't giving that much credit for that. Stuff like that. She know what is allowed on your taxes and what is not. So she's knowledgeable of that. And because I heard her schooling this lady about her business. Well, now, when you filled out your LLC, both of y'all should have had your name on it. And child, yeah. Self-employed, but she still got medical bills and transportation and stuff she having to pay for out of pocket for her child. All that stuff go down on there. She done drove to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. Whether she done drove with Scooty, she done drove herself, she done put her son in the car or whatever. Yeah. Hey Marilyn, how you doing? I was trying to tell y'all, I put my title say justice. Justice for all of us. Since we not getting that $2,000 and we ain't getting no more money on our taxes. That's a bunch of bull stuff. But now I did want to talk about some justice though. I just want to ask y'all, but y'all remember Sonia Massey? She was gunned down in her house by a policeman, and she had like mental illness. She was paranoid, and she had that hot boiling pot of water. Do y'all remember that story? Anybody remember that? Her name was Sonia Massey. She was I write so bad can't even read my own handwriting. Yeah. She had 2 kids and her parents were living. She had 2 kids. And yeah, she suffered mental health issues. And the police officer, she had some water. When they got there, she was already paranoid. And you post on your wall, so you know what I'm talking about. So for those who don't know her, and she was a young black lady, 36 years old, 2 kids, parents, and stuff like that. And when the police, she called 911, police got there, whatever. And the 2 officers went in and stuff, and she was boiling some water and stuff of that nature. And I guess the officer she was behind the stove or whatever, and the officer saw her boiling some water. But I think he had told her to sit down. And when he told her to sit down, she said she was boiling some water on the stove. And they started asking her kind of questions. She was already paranoid. And Nick K, don't be telling my story before I get it. Before I get to that. And so she got up to go get the water, and she picked it up. And so I don't know if she was hearing voices or whatever, and the way the officer had his hand on the gun or whatever, I don't know. I guess she felt scared, or I don't know what went through her mind. But she said something to the facts is that I throw it on you. So at that time, the officer told her to put the pot down. So that's okay, Nick K. She put the pot down, and when she put the pot down, she ducked behind the stove. You other people that's listening and looking, can y'all hit the like button for me? I would greatly appreciate it. The 3 small buttons in the right-hand corner, double tap the screen or hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. So when she put the pot down, she ducked down behind the stove. And I guess he must have told her to come up or come out or whatever. And when she came back up, she took the pot back in her hand as though I guess he thought she was going to throw it on him, the hot boiling water. Well, he could have easily stepped back. Because if she did try to throw the water on him, he could have stepped back further enough where the water wouldn't have hit him or touched him. You know, sometimes you got to think. You got to think. Don't be so quick to react, because I already telling she paranoid. She hear these voices, and when y'all was talking to us when she was sitting down, she was acting confused and all that kind of stuff. But she remember she had some water boiling. So my thing, and I said this not just today as revisiting the story. My thing is, you could have stepped back, take a few steps back, diffuse the situation. The woman is already pretty much not, something going on. But no, when she had it and she looked like she was going to throw it, you turn around and you shot her. And you shot her in the face. I just found that out today. I thought, he might have shot her in the body. He may have shot her in the body too. But one of them bullets hit her in the face. So yesterday was his judgment day. He got 20 years in prison. And like I said, you have to think about the things you do. Just because you in blue or you in black, I respect y'all. I've worked with y'all, so I know. And y'all know the things that some other people go through. And sometimes you have to step back and think, because that one quick second could change your life forever. And it did. And he was apologizing. I don't know if he read some or his lawyer was, but he was apologizing, that she was still here, that he could take it back. You can't take it back. What you could have took back is back 50 feet. You could have backed back from that stove. The other partner wasn't trying to bum rush her or rush her so that she could throw that water on him. They was back. And they saw the same thing you saw. All you had to do was step back some. So when she did go and try to throw it on you, you would have been back further enough. And even if a little bit would have splashed on you, work must come. Work must come. You would have got paid for that. You say I should have took some steps back, or he should have took some steps back? Which one, Bama? Yeah, he should have took some steps back. And that wouldn't have never happened. And he wouldn't be facing 20 years in the penitentiary. Now you protect and served at one time. Now you got to go behind the balls with the people that you thought was slimy and grimy. Now you're going to be slimy and grimy with them too. Because you that's, whew, Lord. Trouble easy to get into and hard to get out of. Lord have mercy. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. If they just to go for a few hours or an hour, I wouldn't. Jail, period. And that's what happened with some of them. I can understand you have to be firm and stern and stuff like that, but some of them are too trigger happy. Some of them really are too trigger happy. They are too trigger happy. And I've told them that myself. Y'all too trigger happy. That's why they started giving y'all tasers. And the ones that I've heard that, oh, I thought it was my taser, but it was really your gun. I don't believe that, because it's a difference between the way a taser feel and a gun feel. And you should know your holster, where everything goes. You should be able to pick your gun out your holster with your eyes closed. And if you don't, you should practice it. We had one here the other day, yesterday morning. He was off duty. He went home and laid down, and the 3-year-old niece or nephew got the gun and it went off. Yeah, he could have had his taser and not the gun. That's what I'm saying. Even just feeling, sometimes a lot of times they got their hand on their gun or on they ready. They ready in position. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. Your gun and taser, well, yeah, I think it may be on the same side, because if your right hand, it's going to be on your right hand. If you left hand, it's going to be on your... But if your gun is first and your taser is second, or your taser is first and your gun is second. They know. They know the difference. He ain't make no mistake. That wasn't no mistake. He did that on purpose. He didn't make no mistake and say he made a mistake and pulled it. No, he pulled his gun and he shot at her. He shot her. That wasn't no mistake. No, he wish he... Now he wish he hadn't have did it and he made better decision. But he didn't make no mistake. He knew what he was doing when he shot that woman. Yeah, he knew what he was doing when he shot her. And he shot her in the face. Who does that? If anything, yeah, they are trained to shoot to kill, but have some common sense. If she had the pot to throw at you, I would have shot her in the hand and make her throw it or in the arm and make it where it would have fell down, or shot her somewhere in the body. But she was behind the stove. But you could have shot her in the arm. If it was me and I had to shoot, she didn't have a gun. She had a pot of hot water, and you could have stepped back. So, yeah, on that. Well, now you wishing woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now you wishing that she was still here and that you hadn't did what you did and you sorry that you made the mistake. He thought he was gonna get them 6 years. I think that was on the table. I think they would they was punishing from anywhere from 6 years to 20, or it may have been more than that. That judge hit his Abercrombie, like they say, hit his Abercrombie with 20 years. I know he could have passed that, because I would have. I would have passed smooth out. Even though when you come to, it's still them 20 twins is still hitting you. Yeah. So she got justice. She got some justice. It won't bring her back, but she did get some justice. This other thing where I say hope justice is, well, I don't know. This young guy was unalived on his birthday, his 18th birthday. On his birthday. I guess he was at a party, and it was in Ferguson, Missouri. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Yeah, yeah, he could have got more time than that, but he was blessed to get 20. And then for good behavior, working and stuff, I'm pretty sure his attorney is already filing appeals and stuff like that. You know, I don't know what the laws is in Illinois. You know, how easy it is in Illinois. But yeah, this 18-year-old, he was gunned down on his birthday, at his birthday party. And you know, everybody's screaming like marbles. The gun go off. All the marbles is going every which way but loose. At first, nobody was talking. This happened the early part of January. Happened the early part of January, but I guess in Missouri they must have had a lot of snow and the weather was bad or whatever, and he just recently was buried. So he was recently buried. They had his funeral. And I guess he was a young rapper. I forgot to say that. He was I guess a young rapper trying to get his little rap career going or whatever. But I guess he was also affiliated with a gang or whatever. And like they said, nobody knew who did it, and nobody was talking. Hey, loving my grandsons, how you doing? Don't forget to hit the like button for me. And at the funeral, they shot up the funeral. See, that ain't the reason why, but that's the reason why that I don't go to those funerals right now. I don't go to everybody's funeral. I don't go to everybody's funeral. I'm saying funeral to be funny. I don't go to everybody's funeral. I'm sorry. I don't go. I don't go. And especially if it was, I didn't think about that when my young cousin passed, but he wasn't in a gang. It was him and his friends sitting in a car, and they was at the club, and I don't know what happened, but he ended up dying on his birthday. He ended up dying on his birthday, but it wasn't Well, he died in, was it, he died in New Orleans. He was in New Orleans, but his services wasn't in New Orleans. His services was in the hometown where his mom and dad grew up, and also his grandparents and stuff. So they didn't have it in New Orleans. So if it did happen to have been attached to a gang, they didn't travel to their the little small town and and do anything. But anyway, but yeah, 18-year-old young upcoming, I guess, rapper was gunned down. They shot up the funeral. 6 people was injured. 3 was shot. Um, 3 got injured from, say, maybe broken glass. Um, Maybe people trampled over them or something like that, but it was not life-threatening injuries. And then 1 got hit by a car. So they don't know who got hit. Well, they said ran over, but hit by a car. Um, and probably running out of the fume. You don't know which way the bullets flying. So one lady say she was sitting in the car and she heard the gunfire. Then the mama got on YouTube. She was a young lady, and she say, y'all need to stop all this back and forth on this internet and all this here kind of stuff, because y'all wouldn't be doing this if, just say, Trey. If Trey was alive, y'all wouldn't be doing all this, because yeah, y'all know Trey was a hitter too. I'm like, you gonna get on there and admit that your son was into something and he was a hitter? So you okay with him unaliving somebody, or him shooting up somebody, or shooting up somebody's stuff, and him telling you this, and y'all talking this over, and that's okay with you? See, some of these young mothers, they having babies. And where they come from, where she come from, I don't know. But somebody, when I then was, trying to find out information. So at the end result, yeah, that was the one at the funeral home in Ferguson, Missouri. But it was what was it, Cotton Branch, something funeral home. Yeah. Well, they just had his funeral, but he died earlier part of January, and maybe from monetary reasons, and maybe weather related, they buried him 3. That's your hometown? Well, they said they got a person of interest in custody. At first, nobody was talking. Ain't nobody seen nothing. Nobody was saying nothing, because I guess the type of bad characters that was affiliated, like the people he was affiliated with, and maybe a rivalry gang member did it. So I don't know who this guy is that arrested him. They didn't say if he was from an opposite, whatever. They didn't classify this guy in a gang, but from when his mama say, "Oh, y'all wouldn't be doing this if he was alive, because he was a hitter too." Yeah, that's gang activity. I was feeling bad. I was like, "Oh, rest in peace," and still rest in peace to him, because on his birthday they did another rapper like that. They gunned him down on his birthday. I was feeling bad. But when she got on there and talking about, y'all need to stop all this back and forth on this internet, because y'all know if Trey was alive, y'all wouldn't be doing that, because y'all know he was a hitter too out here. I was like, Lord have mercy. Babies having babies. And she looks can be deceiving, but she didn't look like a grieving mother. She looked like she was for the streets. That she had a little hood in a little street in her too. And she was young. So, like I say, babies having babies, or not so much say she was a baby. You just, I guess, the product of your environment, and you thought that was okay, and then you thought that I can understand you saying y'all stop this back and forth on on YouTube, on social media. But when you went far as to say by it, because y'all know he was a hitter out here too. Anybody that knows some language like that, you know what a hitter is. A hitter is a shooter. A hitter is a shooter, and they don't shoot just to be saying popping fireworks. They shoot the KILL. They doing drive-bys and all kind of stuff to and it could be over a girl. Now a lot of times that would it be over, or this my hood, this our territory. Well, in reality, you don't own nothing. That territory, your mama don't own that territory. They don't own nothing, and your grandma don't own nothing. Your mama, your grandmammy, and none of y'all own nothing, because you're living in the project. So you don't own nothing, and you want to claim your territory or your hood, and you gonna die behind yours. You talk all that bad stuff until it actually happened to you, and then you wake up dead. So I don't know. These people, these kids are lost. Y'all be careful of these young kids. I know some of y'all have them. Y'all grandkids. Y'all talk to them. It's not. It's they so easy to follow somebody else or want to be with the in crowd and things of that nature. And some of these people, some of these old fools, what they do is they was interviewing some people just on the YouTube. They want to be famous and stuff. And these young guys, they got more guns than the artillery than the military. They walking around with these assault rifles and assault guns where they put the what is it, Bama? Help me out. The clips or whatever on there. The things that make it shoot rounds and stuff of that nature. They walking around there with heavy artillery on borrowed land. It's not even borrowed land. They don't even own nothing. I can see if they own the house and they own these houses, they parents own these houses and stuff, and you want to, make sure your neighborhood is good. They don't own it. They mama don't own it. Mammy don't own it. They grandmammies don't own it. Don't nobody own nothing. And they out here putting their life on the line for what? Something you don't even own. And then when something happened to you, they got to take up a collection for you. Because all that money and y'all out here fighting, because when they was interviewing, just say they was interviewing some guys. And they was in a gang. They had a gang. It was about 10 of them. And they, like I said, the weapons that they had was like they was in the military somewhere. That's how it heavily on. And the guy was asking, well, what are you fighting over? Sometime it be over a girl. Or we don't want nobody to come over here and take care of our hood, take over our hood. Well, so y'all just go around firing off at each other. Well, yeah, we just protecting our hood. See what it is, they be channeling them drugs through there. And the old fools that done been to the penitentiary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And if they still living, they get their sons and nephews and the guys in the hood and tell them all these stories and this, that, and other. And so the little guys looking up to them as their father figures, because their fathers are not in the house. with them. So they looking up to these old fools. These old fools put the new young fools to do the dirty work. Oh well, man, you get caught with a gun. They'll just send you to juvie for 6 months. That ain't nothing because you get day for day. So say if you have to go in there 60 days, you can only have to stay in there 30 days. They lie to them. They lie to them, but they don't tell them that they mess up their career. Their whole life is gone. Why don't you go to school? Stay in school, man. Don't be out here doing all this dumb stuff. Stay in school. They don't do that. They make the younger ones do the dirty work. Oh, Bama, I'm sorry. His 19th birthday is next Friday. To God be the glory. And no matter what shape or condition he in, he's still here. You still can laugh and talk with him. You can still hug him and kiss him. He can hug and tell you, Mama, bend down, let me hug and kiss you. That's the good thing about it. He is still here. So, and I know you said that it got you end up getting justice. Not justice. He wins stammer. He wins stammer. This generation is a whole new breed. They don't think about consequences. No, they don't think about consequences. Because the older ones that know better don't try to teach them. All what they do is try to tell them what they used to do when they was growing up and oh, we didn't fear nobody. We did this, that, and other. No, you still here to tell a story because God allowed you to still be here. He put your butt in, let them put you in a penitentiary to try to give you a second chance to try to get yourself together. So when you come back out, you could try to be a productive citizen. Because there are a lot of men that have gone to the penitentiary, came back out, and women, and are living productive lives. They're married, they have children, they're living productive lives, they're paying taxes, they're putting into society. Some of them are being able to vote. Here in Texas, you get a felon, you can't vote. You lose all them rights. But some states, after a certain amount of time, I think after a certain amount of time, they got to go through some red tape to be able to vote. And they ain't gonna do all of that. But some states will still let you vote. But here in Texas, that's out of here. Nope. 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 So how long are they incarcerated for? I know it wasn't long enough. I think I remember you saying it wasn't long enough, but they were incarcerated. Have and another well, we don't want to talk about. I know you don't like really talking about that because I had some questions, but I just send you a message. Maybe you answer it. Or one day, if you have a panel and you decide you want to talk about it, but you're gonna have to tag me in so I can stream on my page too. But yeah, thank God, his life was spared. He may not be where he would like to be, but he's still here, and that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Yeah. And Scooty still got his Uncle Big Boy. So, but yeah, I believe in getting justice. The only other thing I don't this is Texas type thing, and it's not that I'm just into rap, but I want to say rest in peace to. We had a DJ here that passed on. His name was Michael 5000 Watts. He worked at the radio station, and he had a hand in the hip hop where they had that chop and screw music. I don't know if some of y'all heard of it. They be hey, you, be me. It's like some slow dragging music. I don't know if it's made it to y'all area or not, but it's called Chop and Screw, and you actually could play that on YouTube because it's Chop and Screw, and they not really singing like you can kind of really understand. They kind of let it fly. So he passed. He had a heart attack or whatever, and he was hospitalized, and he I just read before I got on here he passed today. So rest in peace to him. He had a wife and 5 kids and 2 grandkids, and he may have been like 56, or he may have been a little bit older than that. But I don't. He wasn't older than 60. He wasn't older than 60. So men have to go to the doctor, and not only men but women as well. We got to go to the doctor and check on ourselves, because those numbers mean something. Them numbers mean something. That cholesterol numbers, them diabetes numbers, them high blood pressure, all that stuff means something. So we gonna have to go to the doctor, y'all. We'll talk about that'll be a subject for another day. We'll talk about that. But the other thing, and like I said, y'all don't know about. I know a lot of y'all not into rap, but y'all might have young kids that's into it and stuff. Cause I didn't know about this until later on, and this in Bama area. I don't know if you even know about it, Bama, about the Yellow Beezy and Mo 3. They have a sector on here called the Mo 3 sector, and they talk about him and this, that, and another. So they're getting some key players that what it looks like is that it was a murder for hire. But the young man was gunned down on the freeway. They set up a play and set him up and stuff. And he rode with a weapon. And I've been following the story, and it breaks my heart every time the blogger and stuff be playing it. Will play the recording, and you can see the other guy, stops in front yards ahead, because they was trying to, kind of like blocking men or whatever. And they must have been shooting at his car, and the guy got out the car, and he got out being confused. I don't know if his car stopped. I don't know what happened or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe he could have went the wrong direction on the freeway. He wasn't thinking. So he got out of his car. He went around the back, because the guy was coming toward him, shooting one of the automatic weapons. And when he went on the passenger side, he had this special little compartment where he kept his weapon, and it wasn't there. So he get out, ducking behind the car and running in the opposite direction, and the guy steady running with this weapon, just shooting. You got cars and stuff coming, but why they believe they set him up, because they had other people on the freeway where they kind of like was blocking these cars, but some of the cars got through, whatever. And they gunned him down. The guy was running after him, and the guy didn't have gunned him down on the freeway. I saw that on the. I was like, oh my God, he just laying out on the freeway. It had a doctor that was a neurosurgeon, I think, may have stopped, because he may have seen the guy running with the weapon or whatever. I think he was shot with the gun as well, or grazed with the bullet. Yeah, so have you been following it? Bama, have you been following it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got out the car and he was running because um well, unfortunately, no, you may be talking about Yellow Beezy, because Mo 3 passed. They gunned him down on the freeway. He didn't live. Um, yeah. And you would have thought, I mean, I'm driving on the freeway and I see somebody going with a gun and doing something to that person or whatever. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and I'm going to be ducking. Hey, yo, how you doing? Glad you came in too. Yeah, I'm going to stop. But do you know after they gunned him down, and he was down. And you could see the guy running back to the car and stuff with the weapon. He put it downside him and he was running with the weapon. Do you know there were cars going around? They had to have gone around this guy. He laying down. You may not want to have got out right then because you don't know the situation. But they was like zooming by. Why would you zoom by and you looking at the guy with the weapon running back to his car? I wouldn't have got nowhere close to him. I would have had to see him drive off before I would have proceeded. Yeah. I mean, I've watched it. You don't actually see him being gunned down, but if you know the story, you know that he was gunned down on the freeway, and they had him. They had him covered up, but then they said they took him to the hospital and he passed at the hospital. So it's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories and things. It is really interesting to watch, to see different ones. You have everybody with their different views. And one of the guy that they have arrested for it, he all on the internet talking to some of these bloggers on the phone. Man, it ain't really what y'all think it is and all of this and stuff like that. I don't want to talk to no murderer. Until, he all on the phone. I'm like, boy, man, you gonna jeopardize your case. The bloggers will send him some money, put some money on his book so he get on there, yep. Knowing these phones are recorded in the jail and knowing these people are recording this stuff. And then you have some that get like 1,500, 1,600 people, 2,000, 3,000, and they chat. And you talking all this on the phone, all on the panel, and then when the phone hang up, you call back, they accept your call, y'all talk a little bit longer. And they asking you questions and what you think, and child, you really would think it's a movie, but it's a real deal thing. So they keep pushing the trial back because they said this year, well, it was supposed to be in February. They pushed the trial back to September because they said they found some new evidence. So I pray that he get justice. I pray. He wasn't a good character either. He was what I said, a shooter. Yeah, he done some things too. Yeah, the plot thickens. Yeah, it's more people involved. So one blogger, he done counted up to 7 people, and he feel he gonna solve the case before the case goes to court or whatever. But he a little arrogant to me. He does some good work, some good background journalism work, but he a little bit too arrogant and cocky for me at times. Yeah, he's on now, so I'll have to catch up with them. So I'll be having them on one channel, me looking on my phone shopping, and then whoever's on live or whoever live that I've missed or whatever. But I tell y'all, this sector, these people are ratting on each other, and I really, not really talking about it because I'm new, and a lot of people don't know the ins and outs and stuff, and I don't want to put nobody's name in my title, and I can talk about it like they say under the table a little bit or whatever, but yeah, the Mo 3 sector is giving the information out, and then you have one blogger that's on there. He's really piecing it together, and then they get these other people on the phone and get to talking with this person and that person, and One of the main characters involved is this rapper from Dallas, Yella Beezy. He was shot at, or he was shot several years ago on the freeway, and they're tying him to the murder for hire. Child, they ain't looking for you. They ain't looking for you at all. Trust and believe. And so, yeah, I learned about it. One of my cousins them was playing it, and I seen them, talking about Mo3, Mo3, Mo3. So I Googled him. And at the time when I Googled him and I listened to some of his music, I was like, okay. And it's kind of like he had one of them songs that he had a death wish, or he knew that he was gonna not make it, and he was praying to God and all this kind of stuff because he felt he wasn't gonna make it, and that's what happened to him. Um, Yellow Beezy had gotten out. He got arrested, and he act like he ain't had no money, but he had money and stuff. He got bulletproof truck and a big old house and all this kind of stuff. And the sad part about it, he going on trial for this murder for hire, and his mom died the other day. They think is mysteriously. Um, they think that she was a sacrifice. He had to give something up in order to. I don't know. They come up with all kind of stuff. But anyway, the boy mama passed the other day, and it was so sad. I think her favorite color was purple because her casket was purple, and they had purple flowers. And he was the only child, and he just looking down at his mom, and he was crying and wiping tears from his eyes, and just kept, it was sad. It was sad, the part that I saw. I felt bad for him, but then yet and still you out here terrorizing uh areas, and now he was the only child, and they say him and his mom was real close, and now you're like they call him your T Jones, your mama, she gone, and you could be facing life or the death penalty if you don't get off. You got grandparents, but you don't have, No, everybody wasn't their friend, they partners and stuff. And right now they got it where one of the other guys that's in the area that's a big name, he set him up. So really it's gonna be a couple of them that's gonna have a domino effect that's gonna fall and gonna go to the penitentiary. Either gonna get the death penalty or gonna go for life. That's just my opinion. Uh, so September when the trial start, I'm gonna be. You think it's the Diddy trial? I'm gonna be front and center watching it. I'm gonna be watching it. They call you T Lady. Yeah, that T Jones, and that comes from the people in the street. My T Jones, some of them call they mama, they old lady. You better not call me no old lady. Yeah, that's my old lady over there. That's my T Jones. That's my T lady, or and then for aunties and that, my cousin them starting with that TT. TT is auntie. That's my TT. Who? That's my TT. Yo, TT. Yeah, that's my auntie. So they short it up and they call them TT. I guess the men they call PP. I'm being silly. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I was ready to watch it too, but then they pushed it back saying they found new evidence and new stuff have come about, and they trying to say it's some cops involved in it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So that's all my thing on justice. I hope that Mo3 get justice for them unaliving him, because he did have kids, and he still had a mom. He still had a family. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And he's done some things in his life or whatever, but I pray to God he, gave his life over, and God forgave him for whatever it was he did. But you can't take somebody's life and think it's fun, and then don't think it's not going to turn around and happen to you, or somebody in your immediate family, that just like you talking, uh wishing death on people or whatever, you only digging a grave for you or somebody in your family. And I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people make fun of the dead and do the things that they do, act the fool behind it and think it's cute, because it's not. That ain't nothing but devil worshiping to me. But hey, I don't have no heaven or hell to put them in. I don't know where they going. I don't know where I'm going. But I pray and I keep praying and I try to do the right thing, so that when it's all over, I can go where I'm supposed to go. Yeah. Money is good to have money, but a lot of people get greedy with the money. They start getting money and they get greedy. They don't put back. They don't save their money. The first thing, uh somebody, even young guys, guys, when they get a job and they get a nice paying job or whatever, the first thing some of them do, they'll get a transportation, but they'll get them a piece of something. It'd be looking like I don't know what, but instead of them putting a paint job on the car and get your car looking nice, they'll buy some rims first. Rims on an old dirty, and the car may be wrecked or some damage to it, but they're gonna put some rims on it. uh some other crazy stuff they do when they get some money, the first thing they want to do is go buy a grill, a diamond grill, or a grill to go in their mouth. They'll do stupid stuff like that. You could tell when they start with the big chains and all of that, and a lot of them chains, I forgot what they them diamonds. They're not diamonds these days. These people are fooling y'all. Um, I had it on the tip of my tongue. They were not diamonds, and they not man-made diamonds. They fake, and they selling them that, and they don't know the difference. They tell them is that name, and that's not real. It's not real diamonds. But you got gold and you blinging and you got three or four. You can't even tell what the chain, what it say on it, because they got so many on top of each other. And that's the other first thing you'll know. They start with all them chains. A grill, diamond grill. They come down here to Johnny Dang. Johnny Dang then made just about every famous young person, rapper, or whatever grills. He even made Beyonce a grill. She got a grill. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, all these big rappers come down here to Johnny Dang, and he makes some grills for their mouth. He even got the moldings to them and everything. He keeps them and stuff like that. Don't mind me if you see her just come through. Well, go ahead and play your music. You know what kind of music you play. Play something, maybe something uh upbeat. Shoot, I was gonna tell you put some gospel on. Yeah. Shoot, kidding me. But anyway, that's my justice for all of us. I just pray that in anything that happened to somebody, you get justice. Hey Tashay, how you doing? There you go. Moissanite diamonds. I knew somebody was gonna know. Hot dang it. Yeah. They got the Moissanite diamonds in them gold chains. And they ain't even much real. And they fool them and they charge them all that money. All that money for that. All that bling bling and all that in it. Half of that stuff ain't real. Yep. I got to remember that. Moissanite. You sure got it right. Thank you for telling me. Because that show was it. I couldn't think of the name. Yep. That young little guy named King. That little 12-year-old that's so grown that be having all that money and stuff. And shooting dice with grown men and stuff like that. His parents failed him. And these young guys that got him really got him for show. Got him like a little show monkey. And he excuse me, he don't know no better with all that money and stuff like that. So God bless him. But justice for everybody that is standing in the need. Uh, justice for me too, cause I got something going on, and I pray that it goes well for me. Cause you can get justice in different ways, and it don't have to be, it don't have to be crime. But I'm praying that justice goes for me as well. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Let me just check and make sure I ain't missed nobody. Now, why I didn't do what I any other time? Kissed by the ring. Call the Blue Gloria. Hey, sexy gal, I miss you. He was when I can't see the whole name. How you doing? Hey, Viola. So with that being said, I'm gonna get ready to end this. Can everybody please hit the like button for me? If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I got 90 something videos and lives and everything. So y'all view them, give me some thumbs up, even leave a comment if you want to. If y'all have a particular subject that y'all want to come on here and discuss, just, put it in the chat. I read the chat and we can talk about it. You might have a question or you want somebody's opinion about something. So y'all can do that as well. So with that being said, classy lady, I'm getting ready to get off of here. Y'all have a blessed and good night. And I will talk to y'all later.